No disrespect to anyone that loves Christmas or winter time, but this is the most wonderful time of the year. The weather's beautiful outside. As I'm looking outside my window right now, I'm currently in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's about 70 degrees outside, not a cloud in the sky. And to top it off, today is March 29th, 2018, which only means one thing. The only thing that matters today, it's opening day. As a Cleveland Indians fan, yes, I know I'm still wearing the Chief Wahoo hat. I did order a new one. Don't be mad at me just yet. I promise you, I'm going to order a new one. It's going to go away, so you don't have to get mad. I'm going to go down here so you can't see it. But I truly feel like this is the year that the Indians come back.
This is going to be a tough play. The Cubs win the World Series!
Okay, all right. Get your laughs out. All right. Let me get back to what I was going to say, all right? So I really feel like this is the year.
Swing and a drive to right! And that one's gone!
Why you gotta be so mean? But guys, we're gonna get into my World Series predictions and MVP predictions in just a little bit, so we don't have to worry about that just yet, because today we're gonna go over the top 10 stories going into this year for MLB 2018. If you guys are excited for opening day as well, make sure that you guys subscribe and hit that like button, because I do have nothing but baseball content on this channel. So if you guys like baseball, you're gonna want to stick around. So guys, I'm gonna post this article in the description if you guys want to follow along, but the biggest story that we have this year is Giancarlo Stanton is now on the Yankees. So in case you hadn't heard, or been living under a rock, or have been sleeping since the day after the World Series, or your privacy settings on Facebook were set to just friends, blah blah blah, yes, the sound you hear is American League East pitchers sitting in the corner and sobbing at the prospect of having to face Stanton, Aaron Judge, and Gary Sanchez. They forgot Gary Sanchez in the same lineup. Now, if I was a pitcher, okay, we've all been there in Little League, we've all been there in club ball, maybe even high school, where you just didn't want to face that one guy. They have 3 of those one guys on one time. I can't even speak, that's so crazy. They have 3 of the most fearsome hitters in the entire league on one team, probably going to go 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. That's not fair. That's going to suck for anyone that pitches against them. And just to put it out there, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think Sanchez is going to hit 35 plus home runs. Judge is going to be at 40 again. Giancarlo Stanton is going to be at 50. They're going to hit so many home runs, not to even factor in the fact that they have Didi Gregorius, Greg Bird. I know he's injured, but Greg Bird is going to come back. My gosh, this team. Now again, the one thing you have to consider always with the Yankees is what does their pitching staff look like? Their bullpen is really good because they got Tommy Kahnle back there, Chapman, Betances, all those different guys, but their rotation with Sabathia and Tanaka, it's looking a little shaky. Sonny Gray's there still, but looking a little shaky. That's going to be their kryptonite this year, is their starting pitchers. Next up, we have new faces and new places. The free agent market was what you'd call Bartolo Colon running the bases slow. Yeah, Bartolo Colon is very graceful, but it's very slow. So most of the big names are now playing in new places. There are a few people still looking for jobs, and then we'll get over that in just a second. But you can ace your opening day trivia contest by memorizing this list. So we have Yu Darvish to the Chicago Cubs, replace Jake Arrieta. We'll get into that in just a second. Eric Hosmer to the San Diego Padres. All right, cool. JD Martinez to the Boston Red Sox, potential MVP candidate. Jake Arrieta to the Philadelphia Phillies, like we said. Lorenzo Cain to the Milwaukee Brewers. Alex Cobb to the Baltimore Orioles. Wade Davis to the Rockies. Jay Bruce to the New York Mets. Back to New York Mets. Stupid Jay Bruce. I see people walking around in Indians jerseys with Jay Bruce on the back. It was like a 2-month rental. But he was good, though. Lance Lynn to the Minnesota Twins. Carlos Santana to the Phillies. One thing that they forgot to mention is they put Lorenzo Cain in here, but I really feel like Christian Yelich is better than Lorenzo Cain. And Christian Yelich is now on the Brewers as well, so keep that in mind. So we have a bunch of new faces and a bunch of different places. I think out of the core group of these guys, I think JD Martinez is going to play the biggest role, follow along with Yu Darvish to the Cubs, because they need someone to replace Jake Arrieta, because Jake Arrieta, he will always be a Chicago Cub legend. The things that he did, historical. And then also Carlos Santana will play into the fact that the Phillies are rebuilding. They have Rhys Hoskins. They have a pretty solid young up-and-coming starting pitching group, so I think the Phillies are on the come-up as well, so Santana's going to play a huge role in that. And also, I don't want to say anything, but Lance Lynn to the Twins. I wanted Lance Lynn, and now he goes to the Twins. They just got Michael Pineda. I just want a cakewalk for the AL Central for the Indians, okay? I want a smooth sailing season so we aren't tired going into the World Series, okay? Can someone just give me that? Story number 3, the employment line is pretty talented. So as we can see, we still have Greg Holland, Jose Bautista, Matt Holliday, Brandon Phillips, JJ Hardy, John Lackey, Melky Cabrera. I mean, as an Indians fan and as a baseball fan, any team deserves these players. They're really good. Greg Holland never gets the respect. He had a really good year last year. Jose Bautista can still hit a ball about 460 every 20 at-bats or so. Matt Holliday's Matt Holliday. I know he's not the same that he was before. Brandon Phillips got the fielding. J.J. Harder can mash for a shortstop, and he's got a pretty decent fielding glove as well. John Lackey, Melky Cabrera. I would take these guys in a heartbeat. Maybe not sign them for $8 million a year. Maybe give them a veteran's minimum if they take it, and then see if they go for it. But definitely some solid players, role players that is, that deserve a spot in a squad. Coming in at number 4 and potentially the biggest story maybe at the end of this year is the Shohei Otani show is here. By far the most fascinating new player in MLB this season is Shohei Otani, the Japanese import who is trying to play 2 ways as a pitcher and DH for the Los Angeles Angels. He's 23 and had the tools to throw 100 miles an hour and launch big home runs in Japan. The question is whether that will carry over to MLB. So far, the spring training results aren't encouraging. And let me go over these stats real quick. I did write them down. So in 36 plate appearances, he's hitting 125. Again, maybe he's in a slump. He's just getting accustomed to the culture. He's getting accustomed to a major league pitching. So hopefully that changes. But as a pitcher, this is what he was supposed to be known for. In 2 games started, he had a 27 ERA. So factor in hitting, factor in pitching. Shohei Otani had one of the worst spring training debuts in all of Major League history. So hopefully he can turn it around. I don't want to say he's a bust. I'm not going to call him just yet. I don't know if you guys watch NBA, but people say Lonzo Ball is a bust, and he's played a couple different games. He's still young. Give him some time to adjust to the culture, adjust the lifestyle of being an NBA, in this case being an MLB player. So I don't say jump off the bandwagon just yet. Keep a lookout, but I would say by summer, if he hasn't turned it around, then you might want to be worrying. The Houston Astros are favorites to win the World Series again. Well, the fact that they got better just boggles my mind. The Indians got a little better as well, so I'll say I might challenge them on the fact that the Astros are not the favorites. I think the Indians might come around this year, and that's just me being biased possibly. But can the Astros become back-to-back champs? The gambling industry seems to think so. According to the most recent odds from online sports Bovada, the Astros are favorites to repeat 7-4, followed by the Dodgers, Yankees, and then the Cubs and Indians both at 15-2. So the Astros, they signed Garrett Cole, they signed Brad Peacock. They re-signed Brad Peacock. I think they also signed Brian Shaw. So the Astros, they win the World Series, they get better. They're like the Patriots, but the Patriots didn't win. So maybe that's going to be a repeat of this year where they get better, but they don't win. Because the Cubs are going to be good. Of course, the Dodgers are going to be good. They did lose Brandon Morrow, so that might come back to bite them. The Yankees got better as well, and the Indians. Everyone's getting better, so we'll see who takes the crown this year. So I guess there is a limit of 6 mound visits per game. And I can't remember the last time I counted 6 mound visits. Every time that there was a mound visit, I was either on my phone or I switched the channel to a different game. So I don't know if that's really going to play too much role in me watching the game, but apparently it's to try and limit the amount of lag in between innings and games. So I can appreciate that, but then again, who knows? Story number 7 is every MLB stadium has extended its netting. Some fans will inevitably be upset that their views are a little bit more constructed, but everyone will be safer. So there's been a lot of different cases in the last couple of different years where bats fly into the stadium and people get hit. Balls are flying down the left field line or the right field line and smacking people in the face. So in order to ensure safety and lawsuits and prevent them as much as possible, MLB probably sent out a mandate saying, hey guys, you have to extend the netting all the way out to at least the first base line and the third base line. So I think that's the new rule, is the third base and first base line. It's all covered in netting. I know some people are going to be upset that the net is going to get in their way. Let's be honest, everyone's going to be filming like this, and the netting does get in the way. So I definitely get what they're saying. But again, we're trying to keep people safe. God, it's kind of a win-loss situation, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. I'm sorry, you guys aren't going to be able to have perfect HD quality in your videos, but you're going to be safe. Let's take that. We've got a few new managers this year. Who really cares about managers? If I have some Aaron Boone, yeah, no one really cares. A-Rod has a new job. So A-Rod, I'm actually excited about this. Think what you want about A-Rod, but I think he has amazing baseball knowledge. I think he'll end up being a manager one day. If not, he's probably making bank as a broadcaster. So I think he's going to be part of Monday Night Baseball. Is it Monday Night? I think it's Monday Night Baseball, but it's good to have A-Rod back in baseball. Always, I like A-Rod. I don't care if he did steroids or not, or that he lied. He's a scumbag, but he's good for baseball. He knows a lot. Free agency will be the undercurrent of this season. So in 2019, we're going to have a ton of big name players set for free agency. We have Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Josh Donaldson, Charlie Blackmon, and potentially even Clayton Kershaw. My goodness gracious, who are they going to sign for? Everyone's saying that Bryce Harper's going to sign with the Yankees or maybe Machado. I don't know. I really think that Bryce Harper's going to go to the Phillies. That's just my bold prediction. Manny Machado, I think he's going to stay with the Orioles. I think Josh Donaldson might end up in the Bronx because they don't have a third baseman. But man, Charlie Blackmon, one of the most underrated players in all baseball. I hope he stays at Coors Field because he hits better at Coors Field. Let's be honest. It's the Coors Field effect. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Chuck Nasty, but The numbers don't lie out on the road. And guys, that is going to be it for the article. Just a few more stories that I have in terms of Rookie of the Year. I don't think Otani is going to win. There are people like Willie Calhoun and Francisco Mejia of the Indians that I think have a better shot. I think Stanton in New York is going to do big things. Hopefully he can stay uninjured and just play 150 plus games, and he's probably going to hit 60 home runs, let's be honest. The sophomore slump, let's see if Cody Bellinger or Aaron Judge experiences the sophomore slump. Bryce Harper did a few years ago, so hopefully these guys can avoid that. I think that Bellinger and Judge are going to have all-star years. Hopefully they both hit 280. They both hit 35 plus home runs with 100 RBIs. I'm rooting for them. I like them. They're good guys. We have Kyle Schwarber and Miguel Cabrera both coming back 20 pounds lighter, bigger in terms of muscle mass, so hopefully they can come back as well because they both have down years. I'm rooting for them as well. I do like them. They're good people. Let's hope that they have a great year, because anytime that people have breakout years, it's better for baseball. So let's just be nice, people. Don't root against them. Even though I'm an Indians fan, I'm rooting for Miguel Cabrera, okay? You can be nice. The most improved team in baseball, I feel like, is either going to go to the Angels or the Phillies this year. They have made huge improvements with free agency, with the Angels re-signing Justin Upton. They have Shohei Otani. Of course, they have Mike Trout. They also have Ian Kinsler and who's the other guy? Zach Cozart. So their lineup is going to be vastly improved. Hopefully, Garrett Richards and all of their other different starting pitchers can stay healthy, because that's been their downfall the past couple of years. Please, Angels, let's pray to the Angels that these starting pitchers can stay healthy. Amen. And then the World Series predictions, let's get into it. I'm going with the Indians in 7 over the Washington Nationals. My MVP predictions, I have Mike Trout and then Chris Bryant in the NL. The Cy Young Awards, I have Clayton Kershaw and Chris Sale. I think this is his year. He starts off every year amazing, and then he kind of dips off, but I think this entire year he's going to stay consistent. So we got Chris Sale and Clayton Kershaw. What are your guys' predictions? Let me know in the comments. And guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be posting an MLB The Show video later today, so if you are a fan of that, make sure that you guys subscribe. Hit that bell so you guys are the first to watch that. Hopefully you guys are excited for opening day, because I know I am. It's going to be a fantastic year. Let's just hope that the Indians don't choke for a 3rd consecutive season. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. That I'm at an all-time low.